and that's measured out at 150 litres, and that there's about 160 litres over there, so I fill it up a bit higher than 150 litres and it fills up that form perfectly. So it's just a 44 gallon drum, and I just use buckets to bucket it out. When I'm finished I tip it out anyway. So we're not going to use that, we're just going to do 2 batches so everyone gets a bit of a play. Is make about an 80 litre batch of Aercrete. So that's 1 bag of concrete, 26 litres of water, and it'll be 10 litres of foam solution. And we'll go through how to make all that stuff once we get this Aercrete out of the way. Just grab this hose. So these buckets are 10 litre buckets, as you know, so just full 10 litres into that top line if you don't know and have measured them before. I like to mix my concrete up in these buckets here because that way the slurry is a bit better, then I'll tip it into that one.
Looking around, I've made a video with the usual phone too. Just puts it.
Just watch out for that dust.
Like concrete.
Yeah.
Told me that when I was in.
Probably a bit easier to use a 20 litre bucket instead of a 10. And always put the water in first, never the concrete first. Coming out.
Away our little jug.
Because it's all sort of, you can reuse this back in there again. We can pour it in here, get the weight right, and then make sure it's all. Yeah, it looks a bit like whipped cream now. That's about right. it's 116, so it's pretty close.
You got to get it, what did you say, down to
90
96?
to 110. It's 90 to 100.
Okay.
For a litre.
So what
No.
are you doing to make it lighter? You
Just
make
putting
it
more air in it.
more air. Okay. So this is the air coming off an air compressor.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 95. Okay, it's perfect.
Perfect.
Good enough for a shave.
Yeah.
Do you need to like stop in at all to double check on that it's still like that at any point on the way, or does
Not
it
really.
stay
If you're doing it per
consistent?
day, no dramas at all.
Okay.
So that's all we do. Put that in there now. We just fill that up just above that, and that's about 85 litres. Sorry, 75 litres, just above it.
So you just tuck a screw in there so you know where that point is.
Yeah, because if you have a line there, I mean, you're going to lose it when the concrete's flicking around and stuff like that. So what I was taught was to mix it up now. And what happens is the first bubbles get smashed to pieces. The last bubbles aren't done properly enough. So now, let's fill it all the way up. That's the consistency you're looking for. So it's just a bit like whipped cream. My daughter loves it. She plays with it.
It's gonna just go there.
And that's it.
But as long as it shows up, nice light of bubbles like that.
Yeah, well that's probably, you know, they will all sort of settle out anyway. But just grab a bucket. When you pick up the bucket, you want to try and keep that back corner clean, otherwise it's going to get on your hands. So when you scoop it in, just grab it like that, and just tip it in.
So you try to evenly just whack it in, or just any old way?
It's it'll flow, find its own flow anyway.
It'll find its own flow. Sounds like life.
Look at that machine to mix it with concentration.
I think we might have to have a proper air compressor because he already Unless we can how many of those slabs do you have to set? Pull that off. Squared.
It just keeps it parallel, so everything's nice and neat here. Just mark it, and just cut straight through. I've got reciprocating saws. They don't work on wet concrete.
No.
Right? And they're big blades, but they just don't work. They're just a bit rough, and because it's wet, but just a normal hand saw just goes straight through it like cheese. Not as easy as this stuff, but if you want to cut it up fresh and stack them on a pallet, cover it with plastic, keep it moist so you want them drying out too quickly, because they'll crack. So nice and slow, give them a water like a normal concrete, give them a water, keep the sun off them, and it'll be fine.
So that's the trick to stop them from cracking.
Yeah, you want them to get hot to do that thermal setting, but not too hot because it cracks the concrete.
How many times would you water it?
Oh, you do it daily for a week. Just give it a quick spray. Just plastic back over it again. That's all you need to do. Yeah, just like a normal, well, probably a little bit more than a normal slab. You just hose the whole thing. You'll have little air gaps in the pile. Just give it a spray and plastic back over it.
So
But,
for a week?
yeah, about a week. Yeah, 5-6 days. They're half strength in 7 days. Right? No. Half strength in 21 days. 21 days are half strength of what they're ever going to be. But you can use them pretty much straight away. You know, the next day you take them out, they sit for another 24 hours, you can start using those blocks on a building. So within 2 days of making them, you actually can use them on a building.
And then over time they just
And they'll just dry out in time.
Yeah, they'll just dry out in time. Yeah.
Do you need to hose the building?
No,
Or not really?
when you're rendering you do, because you need to render on wet, and we'll do that over here. You need to actually render on a wet surface, so you've got to constantly wet the blocks, otherwise the new concrete won't bond to the old concrete, so you've got to keep it wet so that bonding happens a lot better. You wouldn't, concrete sticks to everything, but when you want it to stick to concrete, it's just, it'll stick where you don't want it, where you do want it, sometimes it comes
Is
off.
that where you use something like concrete?
Well, when you do the rendering, it's all got concrete in it because you want it to be waterproof as well, both inside and out. So I'll show you how to make the milk, which is concrete. You make the milk and then put that in the sand, and it's got sand here, so I should be making some render over there as well. I'll do that.
Is that recipe in your book?
It is.
Sorry, I'm
No,
so
no,
rude.
no, no. You want to cut all the way through. That one didn't quite go all the way through. This one's been repaired. That one broke off, but that's been repaired. So that's okay for using still. Because we're going to cover it with mesh anyway. Have a look. What about that at 45? And these are rafts. So that's gutter guard, stainless steel gutter guard. So this one here, you've got the top layer is going up and down. So this one here is designed to be used this way. So when you're doing a bigger surface, you'd go up and down like that. This one here, it's the opposite. So you've got the cross ones are on top. So you use it that way. So this one here, that's all we're doing. We're making enough blocks to go around there, and then what we'll put them down. And as we go around, you can just trim out.
That's an easy way to make a curve, isn't it? That's great.
So the saw will do it just as quickly as the rasp. So we're going to do that, make enough of these so we can go around. Then when we've got them over there sort of in place, we get them hit with a hose, wash them all down, and make up some cornice adhesive, and we'll just glue them together. And that stuff will go off pretty quickly. And as soon as they're strong enough to put together, we'll dip some hessian, wrap the hessian over, wet them again, wrap the hessian over it, and then we can render it. And that should be done.
That's an angle, right? Perfect. Not like that angle. It's gotta go on. Cool.
easy. The market like that. There we go.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Watch the dust. Yeah, it's got a bit soupy looking now.
Yep.
Like pumpkin soup sort of feel.
So it can penetrate right through the hessian
Yeah.
and still be adherent. Yeah.
Just checking to see if there's any dry patches.
Uh-huh.
And there's not. So, do you mind grabbing the hose and just wetting all these blocks again? Inside and out. Okay. Here. This one's dry. Yeah.
Let me go for it.
What we're going to do is try and lay it over.
Yep.
Probably just a little bit thick. Can you just
Grab him.
pull that up towards the end there, right up near the other wall?
Oh, he's cut good.
It's got extendable arms on it. You just put shovel for sand and just shake it over a 40-foot gallon drum, and I've got a 40-foot gallon drum that sits on top of each other. So it's there's enough concrete in here. I'll just more sand with it.
This is the render, is it?
This is the render. No.
No, don't need the water on.
That's about the consistency. If we grab another empty bucket around, we can share around and it goes from anywhere.
The girls decided we're going to make piggy lagoons out of it.
There you go. That's all we're doing here. Grabbing it. Maybe two,
Massage training comes in handy.
maybe two for Daddy with it. Because then once it's.
You can see it in the technique.
You're right. Words on the butt.
Do whatever you want, right?
What could we say?
Clumps. Could you put crystals
Well, I'm
in
just
there?
thinking
like
that
if you
people
like
walking here, we
crystals and
could
stuff like
say.
that, would they stick into that? Or
Stick it
yeah,
the
put
kangaroos,
a caption to it.
Lift off the capsule. I don't know. What
It makes no difference.
How
Really.
does crocodile's name? Anything?
Oh, that's great.
Cooper's Keep.
Anyone else have a go?
Yep. I might go help the lady down here.
That's what we're doing, just
Go for it.
a few millimetres.